Okay guys, we're going to do page 105 of your student journal. We're going to do 1 through 5. All of these problems are not my problems. They are the big ideas math book problems. I'm just giving them their credit. Okay, I'm just going to show you how to work these out. So in exercises 1 through 3, it says write the image of the polygon after a rotation of the given number of degrees about the origin. Okay, so it says graph the image. So all I need to do here in these problems is, first of all, I'm going to draw my little rule up here to help me make sure I make this rotation correctly. So I'm going to write 0, 360 goes here, 90, 180, 270. And how I'm getting this, babies, is all I'm doing is adding 90 to this every time to get back to where I need to go. Okay, now it says we're going to rotate this image. Oh, it did not give us a direction. It says image about after rotation given the number of degrees about the origin. It didn't tell us a direction, so I'm just going to say here that we're going to rotate these images now we're going to go clockwise. Most of our problems being counterclockwise, so let's go clockwise. So here I know we start out with X and Y. The rule says to switch X and Y and make the X positive. I mean the X, its opposite. Here we're just going to take the opposite of X and Y, leaving their position the same. And then if you look here, these two positions stay the same and these two positions stay the same too. Only thing different here is just the Y becomes negative. So once you make the switch, these two across from each other should be the same. These two across from each other should be the same. And these are just going to be negative, and then this is you just going to do the opposite of 2. So if the Y is negative, positive here, it's going to be negative at 270. And if the X is negative here, then it's going to be positive at 270. Or it's just the opposite. Okay, so this told me to rotate this figure 180 degrees, and we're just going to go clockwise. 180, the direction doesn't matter, but it does matter with 90 and 270. So here we go. I'm going to write down my ordered pairs. So my J is, this is going by 2s. Yep. So I'm going to say -2 and 4. K is -5 and 1. L, -2 and -2. And M, 1 and 1. So if I'm doing 180, if we go and look at the rule here, it just says take the opposite of X and Y. So this is going to be 2, -4. That's J prime. K prime is going to be 5 and -1. L prime is going to be 2 and 2, and M prime is going to be -1 and -1. I just took the opposite of the signs. Alright, so let's go and graph 2. That's my J prime. And then we get 5 and -1. That's my K prime. And then we get 2 and 2. That's my L prime. And then we get -1 and -1. And that is my M prime. So all I did was follow the rules. And I got my rotation. My picture looks strange though. Let me make sure I did this right. Did I graph 5 and -1? That's correct. It told me to take the opposite. My picture look a little strange, and it could just be because I'm reading the scaling wrong, but that's the rotation. These are the ordered pairs for the rotation. Okay, let me make that, try to make it a little neater. But check your paper too, just to make sure. I feel like I messed up somewhere. But this is K. Oh, K is 5 and -1. Alright, I see what I did wrong. Move it over a little bit. K is +5, -1. There we go. And then this is +2 J is, oh, my J is on the wrong side too, guys. Positive 2 and negative 4. So it should be right here. And how I knew it looked strange, because this should have been a rigid transformation. The shape should not have changed. So that's how I know I was wrong. And there we go. And those are mistakes you guys possibly make too with plotting your points. But there we go there. Now that looks better. Okay, so now we're going to say 90 degrees, and we're going to go clockwise. So we're going to go to the right. 90 degrees clockwise says to switch X and Y and take the opposite of X. So let me write down the ordered pairs first. That would give me R would be 2, 4, so negative 4 and 0. T would be 5 and looks like 1. Negative 5 and 1. And then S would be negative 1 and 5. Negative 1 and 5. Alright, so now to get R prime, we're just going to follow the rules. So switch X and Y, and then take the opposite. The rule says to switch X and Y and then take the opposite of X. So we get 0, positive 4. T prime would be 1, positive 5. And then S prime would be 5 and 1. Okay, so now let's go and plot this. So this is 0, 4, that's R prime. This is 1 and 5. Let me move that R prime to the other side, get the space. R prime, so this is 1 and 5. It goes about right here. That's my T prime. And then we would get 5 and 1. That goes about right here. And this is my S prime. And there we go. We rotated this 90 degrees. And I went 90 degrees clockwise about the origin because it didn't. Alright, so now let's go to where it says 270. And we're still going to go clockwise about the origin. Okay, so here I'm going to write down all of my pre-image points first. And here's the rule right here for 270. So switch X and Y. And now we're going to make the Y negative for if we're going clockwise. Alright, so A is 2 and, well, no, that's 1 and 4. B is 4 and 3. Three and 1. And then 1 and 2. Okay, so now we're just going to follow the rule to get the primes. So A prime, I'm going 270 degrees and I'm going clockwise. So I'm going to switch X and Y and change the sign of Y. So this is X, this is Y, so that becomes negative 4 and 1. B prime would be negative 3 and 4. C prime would be negative 1 and 3. And D prime would be negative 2 and 1. And then we're going to plot these. So negative 4, positive 1, that's A prime. Negative 3, positive 4, that's B prime. Negative 1, positive 3, C prime. Negative 2, positive 1, and there is D prime. Okay, and we rotated that 270 degrees about the origin. Okay, let's go ahead and knock out 4 and 5. It says exercise 4 through 7. Graph the image of line segment MN after the composition. So we're doing a sequence of transformations now. So first it says to reflect across the x-axis. So my axis, my line of symmetry would be, woo, that is thick. Let me break that down some. My line of symmetry is right here. Thought I made it skinnier. Hold on, guys. Let me make this dot skinnier. It's doing strange things. Okay, so first is to do the reflection across the x-axis. So there's my line of reflection. So I go for M to get M prime. I'm going to go 1, 2. So I need 1, 2. That's M prime. And here I am just 1. So I'm going to go up here to 1. That is N prime. Alright, first part done. Now it says rotate 180 degrees about the origin, and I'm going to do this time counterclockwise. I'm going to go to the left. So if I go 0, 90, 180, and this over here would be 270. So 180 counterclockwise is still change the signs of X and Y. So if I have my M prime to be -4 and -4, and N prime to be looks like 1 and 2, -1 and 2. Alright, so to get the double prime for the rotation, it says about the origin, then I'm going to do M double prime, just change the signs of X and Y. So these both would be positive. And N double prime, just take the opposite of the sign, 1 and -2. And I'm going to go graph that. So I go 4, 4, 4 and +4, M double prime, and 1 and -2. And double prime, and we are finished. And that was I decided to do the rotation since they didn't give us a direction. I'm choosing a direction, but on any standardized assessment, they would tell you which direction to go. I went counterclockwise. It's okay if you wanted to do it clockwise and then check yourself. Just make sure you followed the rules up here of what the rules are for when you rotate. So here it says 90 degrees about the origin. So number 5. So I'm going to write down the original points first. So I'm going to say -2 and 1, M, N, and then we're going to get 3 and 1. So M double prime, well, I'm sorry, M prime, to do this rotation would tell me to go, and I'm still going to go counterclockwise for this one. And if I go counterclockwise for 90, that will put me right here. So it tells me to switch X and Y and then make the Y negative. So M prime, I'm going to switch X and Y and make the Y negative. So this is X and this is Y, and I'm going to take the opposite of the Y. So this is -1 and -2. And then N prime would be -1 and 3. I switched them and then I took the opposite of whatever the Y was. Okay, now I'm going to go graph this. -1, -2, that's M prime. And then -1 and +3. That's right here. This is N prime. Alright, so that is the first transformation. Now I'm going to go and do what this says. Now this is a translation, and I know it's a translation because there's no multiplication in front of it. So this tells me to go to the right 2 and down 3. I'm going to put that in blue. Well, no, let me put it in orange. So take each point, go to the right 2, so 1, 2, and then down 3. 1, 2, 3. And you notice I'm counting in the middle because these scales are going by 2. So that's N double prime And then this tells me to go to the right 2. So I'm in the middle. So 1, 2, and then down 3. 1, 2, and 3. Alright, and that is M double prime. And that's the new line. And you finish. And of course, you can always go back and read those ordered pairs if necessary. Okay, see you guys tomorrow. Bye.